welcome to another episode of Gas Network Presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. Welcome, Gasaholics, to another episode of your favorite sports show, Gas Presents Sports for the Culture. I'm tonight's host at Bryce XXV, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. I got the gang with me as always. Let's start with my guy. He was a game time decision, but he stuck it out. Top right, what up?
Yeah, man, it's your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials, man. Feeling a little under the weather, but it's the first week of the NFL, man. We got to talk football, talk fantasy. Couldn't miss this show for nothing, man. Let's get it started.
No doubt, bro. No doubt, man. I love to see my guy, battling through the pain, man. We appreciate it. Let's move on, man. My boy got the carry out tea in the bottom left. What up, bro? Is that the half and half or is that the straight iced tea? Is that the Arnold Palmer, bro? What you got in there?
It's the Chinese food iced tea from the back of the fridge. It's always icy cold. You feel me? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, we're going to see how bad these guys drafted in fantasy and how I'm going to be the reigning champ this year.
We'll see about that, buddy. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They must flu game wrong. Gotta love it. Yeah, they must be sprinkling. I think they sprinkling a little crack in them Chinese food iced teas, man. I don't know what it is about them things, but they never miss, bro. They putting a little something in there, bro. My guy, bottom right, last but not least. What up, bro?
T-Boogie, man. I'm here, baby. Hey, man. Rome, you give me B-Rabbit 8 Mile vibes, man. We need that.
They say Rome show performance goes up 10 points when he got the hoodie on. So
Yeah, I'm on my hoodie mellow vibes today.
Hoodie Rome tonight, man. Hoodie Rome. You on his Belichick vibe. Love to see it.
Oh, you gotta go half and half. I've never seen anybody order the iced tea like just half and half.
Hey, hold on. I gotta know one thing though, Rome. Does that hoodie have sleeves or is it cut off like Belichick?
I rolled him up.
Okay,
I didn't cut him off quite yet, but Belichick cut my man Cam, so I don't know. We can get into Belichick if you want to.
So you stole it
for sure, man. Nobody from this team is ever getting cut, man. It's a strong unit over here.
So, let's wash your hands, wash your ass. Let's get this thing started.
Let's jump right into it, man. So, we're gonna start today's episode on an unfortunate note, man. I'm gonna just go out and say it, man. One of the greatest actors of our generation, if you ask me, had an untimely death today, and that is the late great Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. It kind of hit us all out of nowhere. Some of these deaths, it's just like you really could never expect it. But I do believe that this guy was one of the not only most versatile, but one of the best actors of this generation. He brought life to roles that most people wouldn't even think of, And I think that's the epitome of a great actor, to give life to these unique roles. So let's start off with a little conversation, just paying tribute to the late, great Michael K. Williams. Maybe we can throw out some of his best roles in our opinion. T-Boogie, I'm going to start with you, bro.
Oh, man. Some of us older fellas know him as Omar from The Wire. I think that's where he got his big break. From there, I've seen him in so many different things, playing so many different roles. But the last thing you might have seen him in was Lovecraft Country. Another great show. He was Montrose. Another show where he didn't play the typical black guy. He played a guy that basically his range extended past heterosexuality. You know what I'm saying? And it gave a voice to a lot of people from a lot of walks of life that don't get that voice all the time on TV. So he was doing great things, and just sad to see him go because I was looking forward to his work. If he was in it, I knew to watch it. You could kind of like a North Star, like he could guide you to a good movie, a good show. Like he just accepted good roles. So I would just tell anybody, just go back and watch his whole body of work, and you can just get a glimpse of greatness.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. I think he was definitely great in Lovecraft Country. You make a great point, man. A different kind of role from the, typical African American male casting for sure. But he killed it. He killed it. He brought life to that role. Everybody knows about Omar. If you don't know about Omar, you either in a totally different generation, you just missed the whole Wire. And also, The Wire is one of those shows where if you missed it, go back and watch it. Go back and binge it, man. It's one of those classics that really never gets old. A couple actors on there that really became something down the line. But hey, man, two great roles that he played. So let's keep it pushing, man. G, what you think about Michael K. Williams, some of his iconic roles, man?
Man, he made me want to wear a trench coat to the stores after watching him and Omar. And he made me think I could hide anything underneath a trench coat. He made me walking in a trench coat middle of the street look so gangster. I'm like, damn. My man was the truth when he was in the Wire as Omar. And I know he did the show in Boardwalk when he was another gangster role that he played. Like, man was true. He made you believe his character. Like, his persona was just fought so much more of those characters that he played. He also had a good show in Vice that he was doing right now, where he was mentoring the youth, and talk to folks, and it's sad that we got the news that we got over the weekend.
Nah, facts. I wasn't even hip to that Vice show. I'm kind of blown. I didn't know about that. I'm going to have to go back and check that one out. Because like we kind of making the point, everything my man in is a classic. Shout out to Boardwalk Empire. That's another one I didn't really watch, but I've heard nothing but good things about Boardwalk Empire, so I'm going to have to go back and watch that one too. Rome, any words on Michael K. Williams, bro?
Yeah, man, he was one of them actors where his big role was on The Wire. We all know him as Omar on The Wire, but it's like you recognize him in like even if you haven't seen The Wire, if you're not a fan of The Wire, you've seen Michael K. Williams in countless other movies. He's been in movies like The Purge. He was in Superfly. He has so many movies I couldn't even name all of them right now, and he's one of them actors where I look at it like you might not always have the main role, but to keep getting solid work like that says a lot about your skill and your talent as an actor, especially because all these roles are different. But personally, I'll always remember him for his role as Omar. But this one did hit me kind of hard, man. It was almost like Chadwick Boseman when he passed away. Caught me a lot off guard. So yeah, thoughts and prayers to the family, and I'm definitely gonna miss seeing his face in future movies.
Nah, facts, bro. And you're right, yo. He was on The Purge. He was like the leader of that group, right? That anarchist group. You know what I mean? I was kind of trying to take it back over. So yeah, I remember that now. I remember that. That was dope, man. Definitely a hell of an actor. I saw a clip that was talking about it was him talking about how he got his big break from Tupac. Like, who would have known? The man been in the game since Tupac Shakur was on this earth. So it's crazy to think, man. He's been doing this thing for a minute. Rest in peace to one of the greatest actors of all time. I don't think anybody can argue that, man. Like, that's one of the greatest actors, bro. It just is what it is. If you feel it's different, keep your opinion to yourself. So let's keep it pushing, man. Moving on to some of the next biggest news from the weekend, from last week. Some people say that this is my guy Gerardo's second nickname. They say he's a certified lover boy in these streets. But Drake just dropped a crazy album, man. Certified Lover Boy. Now, before I jump into the album, I'm gonna give a little background, because the Gas group chat gets lit. My guy Rome was in denial about the album. I'm gonna tell y'all that. My man Rome was like, I don't know if this is a classic. I need a second listen. Your man got his second listen. I think he's come around. Your boy T, man, he was ready to take a bullet for Drake. He was like, look, man, if somebody got a gun, I'm hopping in front of it. This is the greatest artist ever. He loves him. He's a certified Drake lover. And G seemed to be kind of on the fence. Could have went either way. But I definitely think it was an instant classic. Let's hop into the album. Gerardo, man, what do you think about Certified Lover Boy, since that's what they call you in these streets?
I don't know what you're talking about. Please the fifth with all those allegations. I don't need to see proof of all of this. I don't know nothing. But nah, bro, I thought it was some crazy heavy hits. The song with Project Pat and 21 Savage, my favorite song in that whole album. That Knife Talk is just. I didn't think Project Pat had a verse in him like that, but I think he killed that song before we even heard 21 and Drake on it. That's what I ride to on that, and then shit. Like even Jay-Z had like for me, Jay-Z had like one of the top 5 verses in that whole album, besides a couple of Drake's. And Too Sexy is a funny ass video, yo. Who would have thought stiff ass Kawhi didn't make me laugh? He is a funny guy.
Yeah, definitely check out that video if you ain't seen it.
Yo, Kawhi, man, that dude is hilarious. Just seeing him in that little moment is just like makes it even funnier because you know that man is out of his element doing something like that, bro. That shit was hilarious. But that knife talk go crazy, man. That junk is ridiculous. Project Pat just resurrected from the who knows where, man. But he came out crazy. 21 Savage done killed like the last 3-4 features I heard him on. I don't know if he got his own project coming out, but your man is hot right now. He seems like he's getting back to that old 21. And of course, Drake floated as usual. Yeah, the
like
Too
even
Sexy
his
video.
intro song was hard.
Which one?
Champagne Poetry. That's an intro right there. Like you gotta give it to Drake. Now Drake is one of those guys that you gotta listen to the intro.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie. I think my favorite track, man, is "You Only Live Twice," man. You had Wayne, Ross, and Drake on the track, and it was giving me them 08, 09 vibes, bro. When like Wayne, Drake, and Ross, none of them could miss, you know, in 08, 09, and it was like that's the vibes I was getting, bro. Like Ross went crazy, he sounded like the old Ross. My man said, Patti LaBelle, who would have known we was serving pies? I was like, oh man, he going crazy. Wayne was sounding like the old Wayne, sounded like mixtape Wayne on that John. It was ridiculous. And of course, Drake did his thing on every song, man. Your boy is hot, T. Your boy is hot. I gotta give it to you, man. Is he the GOAT? I don't know, T. Let me know, man.
I don't know if he's the GOAT, man, but he's the best guy doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's the most consistent. Like, you know what you're gonna get with a Drake album. But I don't even know what to say, man. I try to tell people. I've been telling people since So Far Gone, since before that. Drake is just a different type of guy, man. And this album just backs it up. Poppy's Home, that's probably my favorite track. You know what I'm saying? I think it just speaks to my soul a little bit. I turn it up in the truck, it go off. I turn it right back on. It go off. I turn it right back on. You know what I'm saying? Like I just run it back. But I thought it was a strong album. I don't know if it's his best. After like, I'm probably on listen number 7 or 8 by now. But like, I don't know if it's his best body of work, but it might be my favorite. I don't know. Between that and Views, it's a debate there. But I mean, Drake is super consistent. You know what you're gonna get from Drake. Great album. The joint with Cudi caught me off guard. I didn't even think Cudi was gonna be on the album. You know, he got the good music, the Kanye ties. They made a great song together. I feel like that one hasn't been talked about enough, but if you really get into that one, it's a good song. TSU, that's another one. I don't know, man. It's not really any skips. I think that's the best thing I can say about the album. There's not a track where I'm like, let's skip it. No Friends in the Industry. Come on, man. Drake talking there. But how did y'all feel about it? I mean, you know, it's the back and forth with Drake and Kanye. I personally think Drake got this round, but what do y'all think now that we've heard the Certified Lover Boy and Donda?
Oh,
Man, I think this is I don't know if I can say this is an instant classic, bro. I think y'all are jumping the gun with that word classic so early, bro. Joan been out what it's Tuesday, it came out Friday, bro. Like y'all are throwing around classic. Like I can't go that far yet, but I will say this. Every time you listen to this Drake album, it gets better. And I kind of boost all your points about it. Each time you listen to a song from this album, you're like, damn, like he really doesn't miss, bro. So the more I listen to it, the closer I get to saying it's a classic. But I don't know how y'all just throw around that word classic like that. As far as comparing it to the Donda album, I seen someone in the comments say, Donda was better. As a big Kanye West fan, I got to disagree. From top to bottom, this album was just more complete. Donda was fire. I feel like it's gonna get forgotten about now because Drake, came and just shit on everybody with CLB. But I think that's a shame because I think Donda was a pretty good piece of work. So when we put them head to head, I think you kind of discredit what Kanye just did with Donda. But that's the world we live in. I don't think it's really much of an argument though. Certified Lover Boy is definitely the better album.
Damn, definitely. I'll say one thing, bro. Call me crazy. There are some skips for me on this Drake album, and the song I was most
Well,
let
name
down
them.
by. I hate to say it, but it's the track with Hove, bro. Like when I saw Drake featuring
Well,
Jay-Z, I was hyped, bro. I'm like, oh man, Drake featuring
Honestly,
Hove. This is about to go crazy. I'm talking about Love All. And
I'm
then
just
when
mad that
I ran it a few times now, bro. I'm just like, this y'all not doing it for me. I'm trying to like the song because it's Drake and Hove, but it's like, it's just not that one for me, bro. I feel like
Hove gave a better verse to Drake than he did Ye though. If you listen to the joint he did with Ye, he gave a much better. He put way more into that verse with Drake than he did with Ye.
yeah, I don't know. I
That
guess
surprised
I
me.
just wasn't feeling that. And you know what I think? When you comparing CLB to Donda, I think there's a reason why Drake waited so long to drop it, man. He had to go second. When you go second, it gives you a little bit of that element, man. Like you going second, you following something up. If Donda would have came out after this, maybe we have different opinions, man. Maybe the sequence of the drops has something to do with this when we ranking them. I don't know.
no, but if you think about that whole album, Drake's album was constructed way better.
Yeah.
Like you go from No Friends in the
No.
Industry to Knife Talk, and then at the end of Knife Talk, he goes with a soft beat. Then he hits you with the Yellow Beat Heartbreak song. It transitioned. The transition compared to Donda was like it was just a bunch of songs that he had there. He just threw them there, and whatever
Yeah.
stuck. That's why we got like 24 songs.
Yeah, and I think I do take CLB over it, but I had to play a little devil's advocate there because I do think when you drop second in a competition like this between two artists, that matters, bro.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just not fair because I feel like people are gonna act like Donda's trash, and that's not the case.
More of an
Oh,
art piece.
Donda wasn't trash.
They giving my man Ye so many excuses. Certified Lover Boy is art for a man like me. All right. My
Bro, Donda production was crazy though. Come on.
Donda production was crazy, and the features were crazy on Donda. We can't just sleep on Donda, because Certified Lover Boy is all that and then some.
the Drake detractors, right? This is what I've been hearing. They don't like the album, but they don't like it as much because it sounds like Drake. So Drake kind of loses points for sounding like himself and not really elevating or having an evolution of his sound. When Kanye has an evolution of his sound, which is Donda, what people are mad, like they want the old Ye. How come we can have? Why do people want the old Ye, but they don't want the old Drake? I don't get it, man. Like D Money says, it's your bias. If you're a fan of Ye, you're a fan of Ye. You're a fan of Drake. You're a fan of Drake. Personally, I'm a fan of both. I tried to put people on the both before they both came out. People laughed at me when I told them listen to Through the Wire. Nobody listened to me about Drake, but two great artists, but Drake is better. I think musically Drake is above.
Oh, now we're gonna have to have a real conversation, man. Because are we talking about right now? Or are we talking about all time? If we talking about all time, I'm not ready to put Drake over Ye yet, bro. I'm not ready for that.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think Drake might have surpassed Ye with this album. I think we need to give it time to marinate. Like you were just saying, it's an instant classic. Donda's not an instant classic, bro. So even if you don't think Drake is passing Ye, he's pretty damn close. He's pretty damn close.
If Drake is still dropping Donda type projects at age 47, how old is Ye, bro? That man is not young, bro.
Yeah, Ye is not no 47.
47, bro. Let me Google this, man. Hold up, bro. Ye is 44. If Drake's still dropping Certified Lover Boys at 44, you can't be a Certified Lover Boy at age 44. First of all, if you are something
What you mean?
Wrong, my man Ye is dropping albums that still resonate with the youth at age 44, bro. Like y'all talking about Drake at 35, and like it's not really.
What youth did Donda resonate with?
Bruh,
Bryce makes a good point, though.
The kids are rocking the Donda. I'm not talking about the little kids. I don't know little kids. But if you talk about that age 20 to 25, they rocking with Donda, bro. They rocking with Donda.
That's because the music has it's just a vibe. It ain't really words. You know what I'm saying? They just listen to they like the feeling of the music. They don't really listen to the words.
Wait, so
I don't know. I think people.
Y'all really think Drake has already surpassed Ye all time rapping?
I think.
I mean, if we went album by album, I think so. Yeah.
I think album.
No,
Come on, bro. We
no,
gonna have to go album by album then, bro.
no.
I think if we go album by album, Drake got him, bro.
All right,
Kanye's been
so drop
Kanye's put
versus
out
Thank
some
Me Later.
stinkers, dog. He's put out some
What
bad
stinkers has
albums.
Ye put out? Like, cause Drake
What's
got
a
some
bad
stinkers
Drake
too.
album? What's a bad Drake album though?
What's the
Scorpion.
okay? What's the jump? All right, More Life. All right, that was fire. More Life was fire. Views was fire. Views was fire.
The joint with Future was fire, bro. Like Drake he doesn't
The
put
jump
out
with
bad
Future was
albums.
straight, but there's one in between there that I missed it. Was it Take Care? That was like,
Nah, Take Care got Practice
Nah,
on
Take
it.
Care-
like,
Take Care was fire.
It's got Lord Knows. Take Care is a classic, bro.
I don't
The
know.
Ride.
Man.
It's the one where
Yeah,
you see and all that. That's the one you think about.
Which one am I thinking of?
Thank Me Later.
Thank Me Later. Now, I was a fan of a couple tracks of Thank Me Later. Thank Me Now is one of my favorite Drake tracks. But Thank Me Later, now, if we go to Ye, bro, if we
his
say
first
we look at
album.
Ye's body of work, we're talking about some of the best hip-hop albums of all time. Not just best. What Drake album you say this is one of the best hip-hop albums of all time?
I don't know the way y'all were talking about Certified Lover Boy in the intro to this segment. Is it one of the best of all time?
It's a classic, but I'm talking about like Ye has albums in his repertoire where you say this is one of the best hip hop albums of all time.
And Ye also has albums on his repertoire where you say, "Damn, I don't remember one song from that album."
All right, well maybe it evens out.
Which
Name me
album?
one Drake album where you go back and say
808 Hot
this
for
is one
You.
of the best albums of all time.
Do y'all remember Jesus is King? That just came out. Anybody remember that album?
You make a good point, bro.
Like-
but
Wait,
Like,
Drake
come
dropped the
on, man.
album
Yeah.
called
please
Jesus
point to
King?
the Drake album that's an all-time hip hop all-time hip hop great album. What Drake album is it? Tell me. Just let me know. And I'll shut up.
I'm a big fan of Take Care, personally. I'm a big fan of Take Care. I think it's got a lot of classic jumps on that. You were just talking about the Ross jump. Drake and Ross started their legacy as a tandem with Lord Knows. That was like their first jump for real. Like it's he introduced The Weeknd on that album. He gave Kendrick an interlude. Come on, bro. Go back and listen to Take
He
Care.
got better than Graduation.
I don't know if anybody has
bro.
anything better than Graduation.
Nothing. He got nothing better than Graduation. What does he got?
I'm not saying that Kanye doesn't have better albums, right? Kanye's made some classics. I don't think Drake has made a 5-star classic album yet. But what I'm saying is Drake is just bigger. When the music drops, I want to hear Drake more. Like that wasn't always true.
Is Certified Lover Boy not his 5-star classic though? Because I think once it marinates, I think we're gonna say that about this album.
If that's the case, then both of those guys. So Drake, can we agree that Drake is past Lil Wayne?
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Tough
so.
for me, but I'm more ready to say that. I'm more ready to say that to Ye. But even that is like, I really gotta think about it, bro. All right, let me go like this, bro. Because when I look at music, I'm looking at it deeper than just like prisoner of the moment. Not that y'all are. I'm just saying Drake albums are great in the moment, bro. He makes moment albums. Where you are, where you're standing at this very moment, Drake knows how to dominate that. When you talking about like music that's gonna like pull you through a situation, or you know what I'm saying, music that's gonna motivate you to be better. Like Drake don't got them type of songs, bro. Which one is it? No Friends in the Industry? That's not gonna motivate me to like, you know what I'm saying, change my life. Like, I don't know, bro. Way Too Sexy. I don't think that's gonna get my mind right. Like maybe
It is gonna get your mind right.
The club, but
remember what Deion Sanders said? You smell good, you feel good, you do good. So Too Sexy, you heard? Pause.
Drake music is a lot more relatable, if that makes sense.
It is a little bit more relatable. I think Bryce made a good point earlier with the age. Kanye is a little bit more mature in his life at this point.
He just dropped Drake's Address. What are you talking about?
All right, I mean, he's got some issues, obviously, bro. But I just feel like he's not living the same lifestyle that Drake's living. Drake is living like a crazier young certified lover boy type lifestyle, and I think that does resonate more with the masses. Because if you're not living that lifestyle, a lot of people fantasize about living that lifestyle. I don't know if everybody resonates with Kanye West's church mixture message, and you know that comment is right. That MAGA thing set Kanye back a lot.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm still not
you know
ready
what
to call
Donna just
Drake.
remind me of? Donna just remind me of that verse where Ye say on Jesus walk, if it takes away from my sins, and it takes away from my spins, it takes away from my ends. I was like, oh, that's just what Donna reminded me with the whole what Rome said about the church vibes. Maybe he's trying to take away from his sins. I feel you, Kanye. Trying to get some Jesus points.
Yo, I don't know if I'm ready to say Drake definitely bigger than Ye because, like, bruh, Ye is an international superstar. Drake is an international superstar. Like, I don't know who's bigger as a celebrity. I don't think Drake's bigger than Ye. Personally,
No.
I don't think Drake's bigger than Ye as an artist. Musically,
behind him.
what was that, T?
Ye has the power of the Kardashians behind him. He has a whole demographic that is just going to support him because he has kids with Kim K.
So whose fault is that he found a better baby mom?
What do you mean?
Hey, Kanye definitely won in that category. Kanye definitely shit on Drake in that category. Better baby mom by 1,000, bro. Kanye got to get a victory somewhere, bro. He got to get a victory somewhere.
You feel me? Like when you comparing somebody with they both got money, you gonna look at their wives, right? That's when you bag yourself a nice hot toddy. Because you're trying to let the world know this is mine right here. This is my trophy.
I'm with you.
Not to sound like a man. Not to sound like I'm being the dickhead. The ladies. So me, you're not trying to deal with no scrub.
I'm gonna give you nothing that's better than Carter 2 or Carter 3, man. I'm sorry.
If you take all the features off both albums, you can't even listen to Donda.
Oh shit! Yo, my man said that with a straight face.
All right, but like I said, man, we also got to judge it like in sports to a certain degree. It's all the competition.
Hey, that's
Kanye is 44 dropping Donda. Drake ain't gonna be. If Drake's 44 dropping Certified Lover Boys, I'll be impressed, but I don't know about all that.
Hey, that was an unfair shot by T, bro. Ye definitely has some hot verses on Donda, bro. You can listen to Donda without the features, bro. Like, that was a shot. That was a shot. Drake got buried really on the joint with Ross and Wayne. If you asking me, he had the third best verse on the track.
I agree with that.
Life in jail, and they tell you have one artist's whole discography. Are you taking Ye or are you taking Drake?
I'm taking Ye.
I'm not listening to Way Too Sexy in Jail, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro.
It's not for me.
Ye gonna get you through that bid. Drake gonna have you wishing you was out.
Yeah, you might need that Praise God track while you in there.
You might need Jesus walks in the joint.
I'm taking Drake. All right. Are the COs women? We got women COs. Taking Drake.
My boy trying to catch a whole charge out while he's in prison. I fuck with it. Fuck it. My man, thug life for life.
Everybody's saying Ye, man. Everybody's saying Ye when it comes to if you locked up for years, who you rocking with during the bid. Everybody's taking Ye, man. Shout out to the Gas family. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. Let's get into sports. We haven't touched sports yet, but we sports for the culture, so we do it all. But if you like us, you got some drafts coming up, or you already have been in a couple drafts. And fantasy football is huge around these parts. We had a pretty lit draft yesterday. That don't got a little crazy in the chat, in the voice chat of our draft yesterday, man. Hey, I recommend. They're not paying us, so I really shouldn't give them this drop. But the Sleeper app is the best app right now for fantasy football. If you're still on NFL.com or Yahoo, get with the times and go ahead and download the Sleeper app. Fantasy football advice. Let's get into it, fellas. Let's start off with some sleepers. Since we talked about the Sleeper app, you can never go wrong giving people sleepers for fantasy football. Last year's sleepers. I'm not even gonna remind y'all what some of y'all said for last year's sleepers. Y'all should have taken our advice last year. So let's try to do better this time around, man. Fantasy football advice, sleepers. G, I'll start with you. Give me a couple sleepers, man, this year.
Damn, who's my lineup?
Just throw out a sleeper, man. Who's somebody people are sleeping on right now?
Who's someone sleeping on right now? Anybody who's sleeping on Derrick Henry not being your first pick is for me right now. That's my sleeper because he's dropping down to like a 7th pick. I seen him. For me, he dropped down to a 6th pick. I didn't think I was gonna get him. That's my sleeper. I can't give you out too many sleepers, but that's my sleeper right now.
Derrick Henry.
Usually you're not thinking of first rounders as sleepers, but when you look at that ADP, that average draft position, that kind of decides what a sleeper is. Derrick Henry dropping down to 6th, 7th pick. That's pretty good value when you're talking about a guy who's been the best running back for 2 years running now in the league, if you ask me. I just had a draft today, one of my boys' leagues. I've been in it for years, won the championship a couple times. And I had the 7th pick. And when I was looking at all the selections, the best guy available in my eyes was Travis Kelce. Because that tight end position is something that always gets slept on in fantasy football. People usually wait till late to take the tight end. But there's only one tight end position in most lineups. That makes it a commodity. Once you get past, I'd say, the top 8 tight ends, everything after that is garbage. Everything after that is you just wishing on it. You hoping on a prayer. So I definitely am imploring people to take tight ends earlier this go round. I took Kelce with my first round pick. My team ended up pretty good because of it. Let's keep it going with the sleepers. T, give me a sleeper, man. We'll do a round robin style. We'll go one sleeper. We'll just keep going in the circle.
All right. So I got a few sleepers. But one that I see nobody really touching, I'm not sure why. I kind of got an idea why. It's kind of a crowded wide receiver room, but Randall Cobb. Like, no one wants Randall Cobb for whatever reason. But he has solid chemistry with Aaron Rodgers, I think. Once it starts to get late in the season, when bye weeks hit, you're going to need a guy like Cobb that he'll probably be touchdown dependent, but that's a very deep sleeper that's going to serve you better than the 3rd or 4th wide receiver on your favorite team. People have a habit of doing that, grabbing a guy that they followed all through training camp and, he's going to have a breakout. No, grab a proven commodity. Randall Cobb, Aaron Rodgers is going to happen. Trent Sherfield for the 49ers. I just gave you that advice. Don't take a 3rd, 4th on your team, but this guy is good. The only person in front of him stopping him from meaningful targets is Mohamed Sanu. I don't think that can hold up. Another deep sleeper. If you're in a 12, 14-team league, you're going to need some of those guys. My other only advice, not a sleeper, but my other advice would be if you don't go running back, try to stack a quarterback wide receiver combo, right? If you can't get Najee Harris and some of the backs that are going early, try to stack a Kyler Murray and a Hopkins if you can. Try to stack Mahomes and even McCole Hardman, but try to find a combo where if my receiver scores, my quarterback scores. My quarterback scores, my receiver scores. And that's my other bit of advice.
Not bad advice. And I like what you said there, because I think the trend in fantasy football nowadays is deeper leagues. You're seeing more 14-team leagues. You're seeing more, the days of the 10-man leagues are kind of coming to an end. Everything is 12 or more. You even get up to 16, 18 these days, really testing fantasy knowledge. So when you're going deep into those leagues, you got to get guys that kind of have, they kind of got their little, they got trick bags essentially. Like a Randall Cobb, he's got former chemistry. He hasn't been doing a lot the last couple of years, but he's going back to the well per se with Aaron Rodgers. So I do like the logic behind that pick. Round robin style. Let's keep it going, man. Just drop one.
I forgot about this. Can I give you one more? I really believe
we're gonna come back to you. It's round robin, baby. It's round robin. Wrong, right, man. One sleeper, maybe 2 if you got to stretch it, but let's just keep it going in a circle. Wrong. Give me a sleeper, man.
Nah, I got you on one guy. Running back out in Denver, everybody has definitely forgotten about this guy. I think he's going to have a solid to good season, maybe even a great season, depending on how it goes. But Melvin Gordon is my sleeper pick. The Broncos are going to be running the ball a fair amount with Teddy. He doesn't spread it out. Melvin Gordon is also pretty decent in the pass catching game. He'll get a fair amount of touches. But yeah, I see T shaking his head, man. This is a sleeper. So if you're in a deep league and you need a running back, don't shy away from Melvin Gordon.
No, I like that a lot, bro. The only thing that scares me about Melvin Gordon is he got the young boy Jonathan Williams behind him, itching for some carries. So it might end up being a little bit of a split. Come on, Spurlow. I love to hear yours. But it might be a little bit of he said Derrick Henry ain't no damn sleeper. It might be a little bit of a a little bit of a running back by committee in Denver by midseason, but I think early on Melvin Gordon will get the bulk of those carries. So keep it going round robin style. My sleeper, my first sleeper for this year is a guy whose average draft position so far has been in like the 9th, 10th round, which I think by season's end is going to look foolish. That's wide receiver out of Atlanta, Russell Gage. Russell Gage came on strong last season with a couple 100-yard games. Once Julio was out of there for sure, Russell Gage really stepped up. I mean, dude was balling. You know, Matt Ryan, he's gonna let it fly. Russell Gage got speed. He can do the deep route. He can do the underneath drags and all that. I think by the season's end, Russell Gage will be a top 20 wide receiver. And right now, you're getting crazy value on that with him going in the 8th, 9th, 10th rounds in most drafts. I just don't see why he's going so late. But, you know, people not hip to him. So you can get Russell Gage, I'd say anywhere after the late 7th, 8th round, I think you got yourself a steal. Because, now facts. Hazard, people are definitely overestimating Pitts. I do think Pitts will get close to 1,000 yards. But if Matt Ryan throws for 4K, it's a lot of yards to go around in Atlanta. And Calvin Ridley can't get them all. So I think Russell Gage is definitely a big-time sleeper. GB, back at you, man. Another sleeper. What you got for us?
I'm going to go for the hometown hero, Sterling Shepard. Him and Daniel's been the only two. He's been Daniel's reliable receiver over this preseason. He's the only one receiver that didn't get hurt in the Giants team right now.
Man, take that home and stuff somewhere else. But I feel you, bro.
Listen, man. You don't want me to call my mans. He's ready to throw them hands, baby. Don't let me call my mans up.
We'll see. We'll see what Sterling Shepard can do. I think Sterling Shepard's one of those guys that has all the tools to be a top-notch receiver. Just still has to put it together. Maybe this will be the year where he goes for 1,000 yards. We'll see. T, back to you, man. I know you was itching to get that sleeper out. What you got for us?
Yeah, Giants, another Giants player. His ADP is relatively low for the type of talent he is. Giants offense, injuries, but I think he's a steal. Galladay. I think people are shying away from him. I think he's dealing with a hamstring, but I think he's a guy that can be really, really productive. He's a hard one-on-one matchup. And the Giants are going to be playing from behind a lot. So it's going to be a lot of garbage yards, a lot of garbage time. So I think Galladay could be somebody that has a sneaky good season on a team that might win 3-4 games.
I like it. I mean, Galladay definitely proved he's a reliable receiver his last few years in Detroit.
I like Gage too, but I know why people aren't drafting. The Falcons moved to a twin tight end offense. So basically, it's Ridley, Pitts, and I can't even think of the other guy.
Hayden Hurst.
Is it Hayden Hurst?
Yeah.
Can't think of the other tight end, but they moved to a twin tight end offense. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, and I think that's scaring people off of Gage. But it's a boom or bust situation, so it's not a bad sleeper. That's all I want to say on that one.
All right. Like that insight. Rome, we back at you, man. Keep going with the sleepers.
Hey, since G's going to be a homer, man, I'm going to do the same thing. I got to go with my guy, Logan Thomas. I think at the tight end position, he's definitely being slept on for a few reasons. I mean, he's got Fitzpatrick, which is always going to be a mixed bag. But of all of Washington's receivers, I think Logan Thomas is probably the most sure thing when it comes to his connection with Fitzpatrick. I think he'll probably have a ton of catches, if not a ton of touchdowns as well. So don't shy away from drafting Logan Thomas.
I like that. Logan came on strong last year with terrible quarterback play. He was balling. This year he got Fitzpatrick. We all know Fitzpatrick likes to hit the tight ends. Definitely hit Gesicki a lot. We'll see if that trend continues in Washington. Moving on to my next sleeper. This is my number one sleeper in all the fantasy football. And I hate dropping this because I got a draft with you fools tomorrow. So I know somebody, especially Scrub loves to take my insight and apply it to his own life, man. He's gonna take one of my guys right here. But my number one fantasy sleeper last year, I gave y'all Jerome Robinson. Nobody knew who he was at the time, and I had him in just about every league. This year, the guy having every single league so far that by a year's end, you will be thanking me, is Ramondre Stevenson from New England, man. New England Patriots running back, rookie out of
I hate you. Why did you say
Ramondre
that
Stevenson,
on
such a
air?
dog. Don't worry, I already grabbed him last night.
I already
But I'm
drafted him
still
too in
on
my
right
big
now,
leagues.
I got him in the big league. You know, Ramondre Stevenson is
my big league.
Oh, you got another league.
Yes, I got two big leagues, and he's in all of them. I hate you. Why are you saying this? You can't be telling the public all of this.
Giving away too many
You gotta get
secrets.
paid.
He's a problem, bro. The boy is a problem. He's talking about 6 foot, 230. He out there jump cutting like LaShawn McCoy. He's lowering the shoulder like Jerome Bettis. He led the league in rushing yards in the preseason, led the touchdowns in the preseason. And I'm guaranteeing, y'all see what Bill Belichick did? Cam Newton out of here. Mac Jones the starter. I guarantee you, week one, they saying Damian Harris right now. Watch Ramondre Stevenson get that first carry as the lead back. he's undeniable. He's a beast, and I got a feeling he's gonna be that next rookie running back to go crazy. I hate giving that intel out on the show because we got a lot of fans right now that are gonna be in this draft with us tomorrow. If one of y'all takes from Andre Stevenson, you owe me a thank you. You know, you owe me my flowers, but the boy's gonna be a savage. We back with you, G. Any more sleepers?
Yo, you fools in America, y'all watching this, pick up Michael Thomas if you can right at the 5th round because he's definitely a sleeper. The fact that when he comes back, he's going to be an automatically one receiver. And you're going to see, as long as you have enough cap space, enough room to hold down a receiver in your bench for like at least 8 weeks, Michael Thomas is great to pick up in your 6th round.
We might as well do draft bust. Talking about Michael Thomas.
That's what?
And I got a draft bust for you too, and this might cause a little controversy. I already know they're gonna say I'm a hater because of the fandom, but I would shy away from Mac Jones if you're drafting, especially if you're doing a dynasty league or something like that. You think about the Patriots passing games the last few seasons. What's a big reason Tom Brady left? They didn't surround him with any receivers, any talent. He left to Tampa Bay, got Gronk out of retirement, told AB to come along, and they already had 2 great receivers. He made it clear that the Patriots weren't doing enough to surround him with talent. Cam Newton couldn't be successful, former league MVP, and we're supposed to believe that Mac Jones is going to have a good season as a rookie in New England. I would shy away from Mac Jones year 1. Maybe let him prove something before you draft him too high in fantasy.
Damn, no love for the boy Mac. I feel like if you're in a dynasty, Mac's a good choice, but I feel you. No love for the boy Mac. I ain't mad at that. T, we back at you, man. You got another sleeper?
Yeah, and basically y'all stole my thunder a little bit because it's a Patriots guy, and he's not really. I think he's a little underrated, but Jonnu Smith, man, and for the reasons you guys name, they're going to try to run the ball, and you have a rookie quarterback. So what does a rookie quarterback need? A security blanket. I think that automatically elevates Jonnu Smith up into that tier with Waller, Kelsey, Kittle. So if you miss out on those 3, and like you said, you get 1 tight end position. So if you don't get those 3, the tier below that is on average 2 to 3 points, 4 points lower. That's enough to lose a game in fantasy. So I think Jonnu Smith will elevate himself up there just by the nature of having a rookie quarterback that might end up checking down because you might see some things he didn't see in college.
All right, good point. Good point. I can't be mad at that. I don't know if Jonnu Smith will get elevated to those heights, but that's a good point, bro. Jonnu is a baller. I think he's got the best yards after catch out of every tight end in the league over the past 3 seasons. Yeah, that's he's yak monster. And that's impressive when you talk about Kelsey's and Kittles and guys like that. He's the best yak guy. So
I think Dallas from the tight end from the Eagles is gonna have a pretty great year this year.
He's been waiting to break out for years, it seemed like, and he just never did it. But it's tough when you got those 2. When a team is dedicated to 2 tight ends in the same season, it's just tough, bro. Because like it's only 1 pill. Everybody can't get it.
I think their problem is going to be quarterback play. I don't think it's going to be Goddard's fault. Maybe if Minshew gets in, they might be all right.
I got one more sleeper. And I think this guy's getting slept on because he's coming off an injury. And I got him. I just got him in the 8th round of a fantasy draft I finished up this evening. And that's Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton coming off an ACL, but in the preseason he has looked like he's back to form, if not better. I mean, one thing we know about Teddy Bridgewater, he likes the big body wide receivers. I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't work out quite as well in Carolina. He didn't have any big bodies to consistently go to. Teddy likes those big bodies. I think Cortland Sutton will be that target for him this year. I think he'll end up being Teddy's favorite receiver over Jerry Jeudy for the reasons I just named. So if you can grab Cortland Sutton, if you see him in the 8th round, I think you got yourself a steal. I think you're looking at a 1,000-yard receiver this year as long as he can stay healthy. And then also getting back into the advice a little bit. I was just in a draft where everybody, good point, DJ Moore. I just picked him up in the same draft. I was just in a draft where everybody was going running back early, and I was licking my chops because I've been saying it for years now. And to anybody that'll listen, and I'm in every playoffs every year. You ever been in the fantasy league with me? You know I'm guaranteed playoffs. And I think one of the reasons is because I don't rely on the RBs. I don't rely on the running backs. Running backs to me in fantasy are more of a dime a dozen. Running backs go down every year. Just look at it. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, I mean, the list goes on and on, bro. Like running back, J.K. Dobbins already out before it even started. Running backs are always
But
getting
are
hurt.
you
And
really
you
looking at a
always go to
Ravens
the waiver wire
running back
for RB.
though?
Was that?
I said you really looking at a Ravens running back when you know you got Lamar Jackson that's gonna hog up the rushing TDs.
I mean, good point.
I'm not.
Not per se, but I feel like if you targeted wide receivers early, this has always been my strategy, and I hate giving out strategy dudes I got to draft with, but we in a dynasty league anyway. But
Ain't
every
nobody
time I'm
listen to you,
drafting,
scrub.
man, I'm going after the wideouts. I'm trying to guarantee 3,000 to 4,000 yard receivers. So I can do that, and I get a good quarterback. I don't care what a running back does. All I need is I can get a scrap heap running back week 6 that replaces a top notch running back, and it'll do numbers. Like look at Mike Davis a year ago, or look at like. I don't know, like it's always a guy that steps up and replaces a running back, bro. It happens every year.
I mean, you make a good point, and that's why I'm saying stack a quarterback and receiver if you can, because running back, if you look, man, the league is just moving more and more towards committee. If you're not Dalvin Cook, Kamara, it's a few of those guys, and how many of those guys play 16 games? So, like I personally, I don't say I shy away from running backs. If a guy's there, he's there, or don't go away from him, you know. But you can win without having a big name running back. You can certainly kill it at wide receiver, quarterback, tight end, and dominate.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I know guys that are like all they do is go first round RB, second round RB every single day, and they be in the playoffs. So I can't debate. Like everybody got their fantasy football strategy. Look at G shaking his head. He's a first round RB guy. I know you, G.
Nah,
you're a first round
my
RB
first 4
guy.
rounds are RBs. My first 4 rounds are RB because you can get a receiver anytime you want as well.
Yeah, but bro,
look, you
if you
said
think about
Staten
receivers, there's like 15 top-notch receivers, bro. Like any given year, there's 15 guys where they're like, these are the cream of the crop at wideout. Now you can get a couple like lower tier if you want to go and drop into that 20, 25 range, you know what I'm saying? But that top 15 receiver, if you guarantee 4 of them, bro, you're gold. You're going to make the playoffs. Like it's a proven strategy.
I don't know though. It's a catch-22 because you're right. The way the league is going, they're passing a lot more. So you are more likely to find a receiver that's going to get some touches just off the strength of the league passing it more. And you might not find another running back that's solid. You might be able to get that running back that comes in and replaces the guy, but if the guy comes back, then you only have that guy for 2-3 games. So it's a little bit of a gamble. I feel what all you guys are saying, but I'm not giving away any of my fantasy strategy. We got a draft against the fans tomorrow night. This is honestly a crazy segment, giving out sleepers and all this advice to people that we're going to play against. But
they ain't gonna beat us. I don't know what you.
That's what we're here for,
people
man.
are
That's what
trash.
we're here for.
I'm coming for next this season. I'm coming for next this season. I ain't going out. I'm getting in them playoffs for sure this year.
Don't go
Bro,
on.
you got the Belichick hoodie on, so I know you're ready for some Spygate, ready to deflate football.
He was lying.
You ready
The
for
whole
something,
time,
man.
my man-
Just jumped you off last season. I know what time you on, bro.
Look,
Rome,
if you
Rome
want
got the hoodie.
you want target dependent guys like not target dependent, but target heavy guys like my man from the Bills. I can't think of his name right now. Diggs. Yeah, certain guys like Ridley. Like certain guys are going to get a ton of targets.
Yep.
Those guys automatically give you advantage over maybe Curtis Samuels, who is a solid receiver, but if you only get 4 or 5 passes thrown your way, might get an incomplete pass, might get tipped. But if you got a guy getting 8, 9 targets, he's guaranteed production.
Yeah, and then you know those top-notch receivers, they're not really getting hurt as much as these running backs. Excuse me. These
that's debatable.
they're not getting hurt as much as these RBs, bro. And I feel Hazard said only 32 running backs in the NFL that start and over 100 dudes running routes. Yes, that's a good point. But how many elite dudes are running routes, bro? There's not that many. And those elite route runners, they're not really getting hurt. Look at Devontae Adams. Look at Tyreek Hill. Look at like DK Metcalf. Look at
I don't know. Julio Jones has been hurt.
Come on, bro.
What's another receiver that was just hurt, bro? Amari Cooper stays hurt. I don't know.
Amari Cooper's not even really one of them top 15s though. Like he's out. He might be outside looking in on that.
Amari Cooper's not top 15, bro. You bugging.
Not for me. I mean, I'm talking about even like Allen Robinsons and like these guys are certified like team. These guys are gonna lead you to playoffs if you get 2 or 3 of them, bro. Really, I say you gotta get 3 or 4 of them. You get 3 or 4 of those guys, and you in there, bro. Like you.
I gotta push back on that, bro. Allen Robinson ain't leading you to no playoffs, bro. He's not.
The top fantasy
What?
performers.
The Bears aren't making the playoffs. What?
They don't have to make the playoffs for you to be good in fantasy football.
Oh, you mean he can lead you in fantasy? Maybe. They don't. I don't like the quarterback play in Chicago. I don't. The Bears are such an iffy team, bro. Like some of these receivers that you want to bank on, like you said, they might get 10, 15 targets, but if they only get 8 catches, 60 yards, no touchdown, is that really top tier?
Bruh. I mean, if you get 1,000 yards a season and you getting anywhere between 10 to 13 tugs, like if you could get a Terry McLaurin, if you get a Mike Evans, these guys, bro. I'm done giving you advice, bro. Go ahead and end up with Tyler Lockett and freaking whoever else you gonna get, bro.
Those guys don't end up with 10 touchdowns,
You
bro.
end up with Tyler Lockett. I guarantee you that.
I'm good in fantasy with receivers. In the big league, I got Thielen, I got Diggs. I think I'm straight, man. I got a couple more guys in there too.
Yeah, well, y'all know me, man. I'm always gonna be receiver heavy. So let's keep it pushing, man. A little more fantasy advice. I don't know. I feel like we might have given out enough fantasy advice today. Ron might make a good point with that. Let's keep it pushing, man. Ron, I'm gonna swing it to you, man. We're gonna talk some first week action in the NFL. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and talk about this very first game of the NFL season, man. The Buccaneers and the Cowboys. I think it's probably going to be a landslide as far as a pick 'em on this panel. I don't know if anyone's going to ride with Dallas. So I'm going to pose the question like this. How many points do the Buccaneers actually score? Do you think it's a situation where Dallas will cover the spread, or is this going to be a flat blowout? What are the chances of Dallas actually getting the upset? G, you're an NFC East fan, man. Let's start with you. What you think about Dallas and Tampa?
Shit, the Tampa wins by like 25 points easily. That Dallas defense is horrible. They got nothing, but they got a couple of decent rookies. What you gonna do against Tom Brady when you have AB, you have Godwin, you got Mike Evans, you have a loaded roster of receivers, and you have two-headed monsters of running backs. Dallas' defense is not holding up against Tampa Bay's offense. I mean, I believe Dallas' offense could beat Tampa's defense, but it's not going to be a shooting match with Tom Brady. Not on Thursday night game.
You said they're going to beat them by 3 or 4 scores, man. 25 points, damn. All right, T. Is Dallas at least going to, make it competitive? Or are we going to see a blowout for the first game?
I was talking to a guy today. Actually, my son's football coach. He told me take the over and take Dallas to cover. I think it's a 7-8 point spread. What I do know is Dak can give you garbage time points, and he can light it up. We've seen Dak play from behind. We know he has weapons on the outside. He has a stud running back. If he's if he's 90% of the guy he was before he was injured, that game could very well be a shootout, and Dak out shooting Brady. It's not impossible. Could be a Super Bowl hangover there. It's a game I don't even really want to bet on because I think that game's gonna be closer than most people think. But if I had to lean, I never bet against Tom Brady. Y'all know what it is, man. Certified Tom Brady boy.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, T. I think this game is going to be closer than even I would like to admit. But I would lean towards Tom Brady as well. I think if it's close, Brady definitely pulls it out. But I don't think we should just sleep on Dallas too hard, man. I think they'll make it a competitive game. Bryce, what are your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Dallas Cowboy game?
Yeah, Rome, I think I'm with you, bro. Like I don't. What is G talking about? Bucks by 25. I mean, I hate the Cowboys as much as the next NFC East fan, but like. Bucks by 25 sound crazy. Vegas got it at 7.5. I think they being generous right there. I think it's gonna be a close game. I remember seeing the Bucks start off pretty slow last year. I mean, they only beat the Giants by 2 points early on. Had a loss to the Bears, I believe, early. I mean, it was looking ugly for a second in Tampa. People were questioning Tom Brady early last season. I think because Tom Brady's a little bit of a slow starter sometimes, and I think we can see that again. I do think the Bucks come away with the win. But I don't think it's gonna be in blowout fashion. I think and another thing with the Bucks defense, they weren't top tier until the end of last season. That defense in Tampa Bay looked a little suspect early on. I mean, they got beat like 35-3 by the Saints last year, and that's when the Saints offense wasn't even humming like that. So I can see it being some growing pains. It's taking a little time for the Bucks defense to really get on the same page. I expect a high scoring game. I'm definitely taking the over on that game. I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys got a W. I really wouldn't be shocked. I do think the Bucks win the game, but I think it's going to be closer. I do see the Cowboys covering that spread, 7.5 points. think that's generous from Vegas. I think they know something that we don't, and I think they're going to make a lot of money because I think a lot of people are going to be putting their money on the Bucks to cover that.
All right, before we jump to our Super Bowl predictions, let's talk about one more game this coming weekend. I want to talk to you fellas about the Browns and the Chiefs. I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Scribble. He's been saying Browns in the Super Bowl for a while now. I feel like he's been saying it all summer. I can't get behind that train, but I think it starts week 1 for the Browns. I mean, you got the reigning AFC champions going to their house, so you got to get that statement win. And a bit of a surprise, I'll give you guys my upset of the week. I'm taking the Browns in Kansas City week 1. I'm gonna jump to T. I want to get your thoughts on that, man. Browns Chiefs. What you think gonna happen week 1?
I'm not taking the Browns on the road. Browns have a terrific run game. Odell Beckham is back. They got Clowney and Myles Garrett on the outside. On paper, they look like a great Super Bowl contender. They look like a great Madden team. But I think we've seen that before with teams look great on paper. This is Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. It's another guy I wouldn't bet against. He's not a slow starter. I'm looking for the Chiefs to come out and try to score 50. So give me the Chiefs, and this one's not even close.
You think they could put up 50 on that Browns defense?
I don't think they can put up 50, but I think they can put up 40.
Man. All right, Bryce, I'm gonna throw it to you.
It's a tough one. I think from the AFC. Oh, I'm sorry. We still on this Chiefs Browns. This is an easy one. Chiefs all day. Man. I gotta go with the Chiefs. I don't think this one's gonna be a close game, bro. I'm not a believer in the Browns just yet. The one thing I believe in the Browns is Nick Chubb. Outside of that, and Myles Garrett. Everything else, I'm still a non-believer. I still got a big question mark over Baker Mayfield's dome. I know people love Baker, man. I get it. There's a lot of Baker guys out there, but I am not one of them yet. Baker has not shown me enough yet. I think Baker has potential, but is Odell Beckham going to come back to form? I don't know. Jarvis Landry, okay. Austin Hooper, waste of money. Njoku never became what he should have. If they rely on that running game like they should, then they'll be decent this season. But I can just see them wanting to prove a point with Baker. They're gonna let Baker throw the rock too much, and I don't think that's gonna result in too many W's. I think they're outside looking in on the playoffs. I'm not a big believer in the Browns this year.
I'll say this before I throw it to G. I'm off this Browns bandwagon if they come out and get blown out week 1. I think they got to show me something week 1 if they're a real team, because I think Baker's got everything in place to do it. You got to do it. There's really no more excuses if you can't get it done with this roster. G, what are your thoughts on Chiefs Browns? We're gonna have another blowout, 25 point.
If you're gambling like I am, a degenerate gambler, the Browns haven't won the first game in every season in the last 10 years. So I'm gonna go with the field on this one. I'm going with the Chiefs on this one to win.
The Chiefs. Okay. Well, I know we're gonna get into the Super Bowl predictions. I know the Chiefs are early favorites in a lot of places. So let's go ahead and start with the AFC Super Bowl prediction. I'm gonna throw it to T first. Who do you have making it to the Super Bowl in the AFC?
That's a good one. I honestly haven't even thought about it. Chiefs are always up there. Bills are a good pick. This is tough. It's easier for me to tell you who's not going to go, but I like Mahomes, man. I mean, just to be honest with you, the Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Edwards-Helaire. I still don't think teams have caught up. I like what Andy Reid does. I'm still gonna go Chiefs.
Chiefs. Okay.
Hold on. Hey, T, I know one of you guys told me that we had a bet that the Chiefs want to go to the Super Bowl again. I just want to remember. I just don't remember who made that bet with me. The Chiefs ain't never gonna win another Super Bowl. I just remember one of the three of you guys in this little panel here said that the Chiefs are never going to win another Super Bowl or weren't going back to the Super Bowl this year.
We're going to have to run the tape on that.
Three of you guys. We're going to have to run the tape on this one because we argued about this, about how the Chiefs were
Nobody
never
said they're
going
not
to go
going
back.
back this year. I can see myself saying that, but I would never say they're never going to win another one. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I just
that's a bold statement.
I remember clearly one of you guys said that. I just can't remember which one of you
I
guys.
know an exception
But-
when I see one. Like when I see one.
I know
right.
I smell something. I smell that smelly smell. And I know someone's
G-
bullshitting me.
Who do
I
you smell getting out the
bullshit from one
AFC,
of you
man?
three.
Who do you smell
Oh,
getting out
bro,
the AFC?
I could say the Chiefs, but I'm gonna say my underdog is gonna be the Titans with Julio Jones,
I think
AJ
you
Brown.
picked the Titans last year.
Did I?
I want to say you did.
My man,
Shit,
so I'm going
I
to pick the
double back
Titans until they
again.
prove me right.
And, bro,
All right.
because we could all say the Chiefs, we could all agree and say the Chiefs, hands down the favorite. But who's behind them? I'm gonna say the Titans because you got Derrick Henry, you got Julio Jones and AJ Brown, literally their big trio, and then the quarterback is decent.
Losing that tight end going to hurt, though.
Yeah.
You got. That's why you don't need a tight end when you got Derrick Henry, King Henry running through those gaps. You see what he do December, November.
Tannehill will never get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tannehill,
All right,
bro. Tannehill has a resurgence. His career is better than what we've seen him in Miami.
I mean, a lot of people said Jimmy G couldn't get to a Super Bowl, but
Yeah, but a lot of people are not.
Hey,
What are you talking about?
all right, Bryce, who you got coming out the AFC?
I'm surprised I haven't heard this one yet. I got the Buffalo Billies. I think
Oh.
Josh Allen been balling last couple years. He's shown me a lot. I think he's the next. After those elites that we already know about, you know, the Mahomes, the Russell Wilsons, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, I think Josh Allen is next up to you know, take over on that list. I really like what he's doing. I also like that defense, and I like the secondary, and I love the middle linebacker, Tremaine Edmonds. I think he's just waiting to become one of the best linebackers in the NFL. I think this is the year he really takes that leap. I think if he takes that leap, that defense will take another leap. The defense has been solid the past few seasons. You got Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's been a dog. Another guy to watch out for over there is Gabriel Davis. I mean, they were waiting for another receiver. I think Gabriel Davis can be that this year. Dog out of Central Florida. He's been there second season now. I like them. I like what they built. I like what they continue to build. Cole Beasley in the slot. I mean, shit, Bills got a squad. Man. The only thing I think is the biggest question mark on the Bills is that running game. Devin Singletary, we've been waiting for him to become something. He's yet to do it. If he can become what he has the potential to be this year, and you know, reports out of Bills camp that he's looking quicker, leaner, got his conditioning right. Between him and Zach Moss, they can get that running game on track. Let Josh Allen run a little bit less. I see the Bills coming out the AFC.
All right, so I'm shocked you said the Bills, bro. I can't believe you picked the Bills to go to the Super Bowl. One thing, you named a bunch of talented quarterbacks, and you didn't even name Lamar Jackson, which is crazy. But before I get to that, the Bills, bro, like the same reason that you said you don't believe in Baker is why you kind of believe in the Bills, or as what the Bills do. They throw way too much with Josh Allen. They rely on his arm way too hard. Singletary hasn't become what he should be because he gets about 9-10 carries a game, and that's not, you can't create any type of rhythm with that. I am not high on the Bills at all. I think Josh Allen and them come back down to earth this season. But my pick for the AFC, which I kind of thought would be Bryce's pick, is the Baltimore Ravens. And I know people like T are going to hate on that, but I got something for you, T. You say, all right, so the Ravens just lost their running back, right? They lost J.K. Dobbins. I think they just signed Le'Veon Bell to the practice squad. That's a joke. But do they even really need another running back? They already got a top 5 running back in Lamar Jackson, according to guys like T. So your run game shouldn't even suffer too much. You could plug Gus Edwards in and be straight.
Yeah, but you got bottom 5 quarterback. Like you need
Lamar will develop as a passer. I think Sammy Watkins blossoms in Baltimore. I think he'll be a big body receiver that'll benefit from Lamar in the red zone. And I like the Ravens to overtake the Chiefs. I like teams with defense. I want to pick the Chiefs, but I just can't get behind a team that gives up that many points.
You're telling me the 32 ranked passing attack, a wide receiver is going to come there and blossom. They couldn't get a wide receiver for that reason. And it's going to be Sammy Watkins?
It's going to be Sammy, bro. Why you got to hate on my guy?
Man.
The Lizard King?
Double-digit touchdowns for Sammy. If he stays healthy, I can see 10-plus touchdowns for Sammy.
substances, illegal substances. All right, get the COVID test. While you in the nose, test for COVID. People out here tripping like Sammy Watkins, Hollywood. They're not going to throw the ball.
Yeah,
Hey, just
they
wait
got to
on it,
stop
T.
letting Lamar run so much, man. Lamar is my guy, but they let him run a little too much for my liking, bro. Let that boy pass it.
Lamar different. He gonna get him one, and it's probably gonna be this year. Let's go ahead and jump to the NFC though, real quick. Bryce, I'm gonna start with you on this one, man. Who do you got coming out the NFC making it to the Super Bowl this season?
I think I picked these guys last year, and I'm pulling a G right here. I'm gonna pick them till they make it. But my guy is due. Y'all know how I feel about Russell Wilson, man. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I still think he's somehow underrated. I think he's elite, and I think he's due, man. I think he's due for a run. I feel like Russell Wilson, one of those quarterbacks, if you have him on your team, you've got a shot. I think this is the season that he makes it happen. DK Metcalf coming into his own. Tyler Lockett is a deep threat. They brought in a guy like Dwayne Eskridge, third receiver, who's going to make a lot of noise this year, I believe. That running game is always there. Chris Carson always runs hard. They could use a backup running back to spell him a little more, but I think they got what it takes as long as that defense can get back to form. Yeah, you're right. You're right, D-Money. The O-line is a little sus in Seattle. But when you got Russell Wilson, he masks some of those deficiencies. They've never really had a dominant O-line since he's been there, and he's always made it happen. I just feel like he's due, man. Due theory on Russell Wilson. The greats, man, the great quarterbacks end up making runs. I think this is his year to make a run.
I hear you on that, Bryce. I want to be right there with you. I can't pick Seattle this year, but Russ is one of them guys where the O-line can be bad, the defense can struggle, and Russ he just wins you ball games. Is what he does. G, I'm gonna toss it to you on this one, man. Who do you have making it to the Super Bowl? Please don't say them New York Giants.
No, I was really gonna say the Washington. No, I wasn't gonna say. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one, man. I think Jameis is gonna flourish this year, and I think he's gonna get these Saints over the hump where they need a deep passing quarterback. No one of those. I'm just gonna throw past the 10 yards with Drew Brees. I think we're gonna see Jameis take these guys to the Super Bowl.
Yo, that was crazier than the Washington football team.
What do you got over there today, G? What are you smoking, bro?
I'm smoking some good Zazas, you know.
You gotta have that. You got three Zaz. Zaza. We got the Zaza Pachulia over there. That's for sure, bro. Whatever you got to share it with the masses because he got you over there talking crazy, man.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, tell me why the Saints ain't gonna do it. They got Kamara. They're gonna get Michael Thomas later on. And this is what you guys were saying about Drew Brees. Drew Brees is the reason why the Saints can't get nowhere. He just throws 10-yard passes. He does not throw it deep. You finally got a guy that could do deep passes and is mobile and can take a hit.
Jameis is mobile? What are we talking about here?
Too many
Is he gonna stick as quarterback Drew Brees?
Bro, if Jameis wins the Super Bowl, G, are you gonna put a future bet on that, G? That's all I want to know.
What?
Are you gonna put a future bet on that? I know you're a betting guy. Like, you about to put some money on that? Are you about to go to the sports books and put some money down on the Saints winning the Super Bowl? Yes. Shit sound crazy. You probably get crazy odds.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, I got the Zazas with me. I got it.
I want to say don't be a homer and pick the 49ers, man, but after hearing the Saints, I'm ready for anything, bro. So who you got making it out the NFC?
Personally, I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, think the 49ers can make a run.
My man said the bottom of my heart. Don't bring your heart into this shit. Leave your heart in your chest, man. Nobody want to hear about your heart, certified lover boy.
From the bottom of my heart.
Hey, yo, T, what's that
sound? If we talking pure football, man, there aren't too many teams that are more complete than the 49ers. The only question mark would be at the quarterback position. And if Trey Lance is the guy that everyone says he is, I don't think he's ready to play yet. But if he's the guy everyone says he is, then I don't see why he wouldn't get in the game. He wouldn't start, and they wouldn't make a run with a rookie. I think Big Ben, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, CLB, baby. You know me. I'm certified everything, boy. Certified Android, boy. You name it. Hey, but I would like to see, if it's not my Niners, I would like to see a rematch. I want to see Mahomes and I want to see the best do it. You know what I'm saying? The guys that they consider the best quarterback. I I want to see them go head to head again. It was Brady last time. I think it would be Brady again. I never bet against Tom Brady. If I had to put my money down, I'm betting Tom Brady. But I do think with Nick Bosa back and all of that stuff, I think the 49ers are probably one of the strongest teams in the league. I think a Super Bowl champ might come out of the NFC West. The Cardinals are a super sleeper team.
All right. I mean, I hear you on that. And I'm be honest, T, man. Like you made me change my pick, man. From the bottom of my heart as well. I genuinely believe the Washington football team could make the Super Bowl. No, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to run it back, man. There's nothing I don't like about this roster. We talked earlier about fantasy football, how the league is shifting towards passing. They're stacked at receiver, bro. They got a receiver for everything. People hate on Scotty Miller. He's perfect for what they want him to do. AB is probably being slept on. He's probably still one of the better route runners in the game. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, superstars. And then you got the GOAT and Tom Brady controlling everything on offense. You still got Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette. They could run different offenses. They got OJ Howard, Gronk. They could come out with different offenses damn near every game. It's going to be too hard to defend.
And then they're not about OJ Howard.
They're not weak on. They might end up trading them and getting something crazy in return. How wild would that be? And then they're not weak on defense either. They don't have very many holes. They still got Sue, Vale on the line up front. JPP must have found the fountain of youth. Maybe you play better with missing fingers. I don't know what it is. But they got a solid linebacker core. Their secondary ain't really to be messed with. And I'm even down to the coach, Bruce Arians, man. He's one of the better NFL head coaches, I think, of the past at least 3 to 5 seasons. And I think he's looking to make a stamp on his career as well. Especially now that he's tied to Tom Brady. So yeah, I got the Buccaneers running it back because I just don't see any holes in their team. But I will say this, and I do mean this. The Washington football team is equipped to best defend and beat the Buccaneers, and we saw that in the playoffs. And I'll even throw this in there, T. I'll throw this in there too, T. The 49ers are another team with a front four where I think y'all could give the Buccaneers some trouble, some real smoke, and that's just looking at it. That's looking at it objectively. If you get the right quarterback play, y'all could be right there. I mean, both of our teams are in a similar spot where your quarterback it can't be too reliable.
You got to run.
So what? I'm smoking Zazas. What are you guys smoking?
You said
burgundy and gold.
I don't want to hear you. But T, y'all not beating the Bucks, T. Now, one thing we've seen about Brady is that a middle pass rush from the interior definitely bothers Brady. I do think that the 49ers are equipped to do that. I also think the Washington football team are equipped. I think there's a couple teams in the league that are equipped to do that. But Brady always figures it out, man.
Let me tell you why the 49ers would beat Brady, man.
Brady's quarterback's not doing it, bro. And Jimmy G damn sure ain't doing it.
No, listen, man. This man has been complaining about secondary players and defensive players changing their numbers. All right? You know who changed all their numbers on the defense in the secondary? The 49ers. Our starting corners and safeties, you want to know what their numbers are? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Mind games on Brady, baby. Mind games. But on a real football level,
y'all in one of the toughest divisions in football.
We can definitely
y'all might not make the playoffs.
I mean, that's the best way to beat Tom Brady. That's the best way to beat the elite quarterbacks. Keep them off the field. 49ers can run the ball better than most teams in the NFL. We were top 5, top 2 last 2 years. So that's how you beat Brady. We have the defense. We can run the ball. That's more than some teams can say.
Yeah, y'all gotta make the playoffs first. Y'all might not get out that division. Sorry.
I hear you on that, Bryce, but I think the 49ers win the West.
We're gonna score.
I think the 49ers win
the West, bro. The 49ers may very well finish 3rd or 4th in the West.
Would you bet on that?
I don't know.
I'll bet you don't win the West. I'll put a dub on that.
Make that.
I bet you don't win the West.
Y'all know I only bet dubs on this show.
Nah, you bet C note. You bet me a C note. Don't forget that.
I bet you a C note. You talking crazy, Gerardo.
Yeah, he was talking wild.
We got $100. Remember last 2 weeks ago?
I bet you a C note because you was talking crazy, Gerardo. But I only bet dubs on this show. If T wants a dub,
it was
that the 49ers. T has never beat me in a dub bet. Put that out there. If T wants a dub on the 49ers winning the NFC West, which I know they're not. I'll take that bet.
That money is good as mine.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Let me write it down in my notepad. I'm taking another dub from T Boogie. Thank you, sir.
I like it.
Write it down.
I like it, man. The NFL season is upon us, man. I'm hyped. I can't wait. I know week 2, I think the 49ers got the Eagles. I'm sure Scruff will come back next week.
We got Detroit, then we got the Eagles. This is like homecoming. Like we just gonna blow teams out to start the season.
Yeah, I think 49ers will be right there, man.
Quarterback gonna be. There's never a team that doesn't know who their quarterback gonna be. That's about to be.
What do you mean? Hold up. Trey Lance hasn't even thrown a football this week, so he's not going to be the quarterback this week.
Then I know y'all not blowing nobody out if Garoppolo is the quarterback.
Well, run first offense. I'm trying to tell you, we're going to throw. All right.
Hey, but before we get out of here, man, Washington got the Chargers this week, man. What you think about that? I know you're going to be at the game.
Won't be at the game. I'm pretty hyped for that. You know, man, we're doing the tailgate, me and the bro. I know who I'm going with. Come on, man. I can't go against my Washington football team, the only football team in the entire National Football League.
That's
we get that W. We starting off with the 1-0. It's going to be a tough game because Justin Herbert showed that he's a legit quarterback. But, you know, we got one of the best defenses in the NFL. Terry McLaurin, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Like Rome said earlier, Logan Thomas is a dog. Ryan Fitzpatrick, we finally got a guy that can get our dogs the football. And I think our running game is going to be very, very much improved this year. I mean, come on. Antonio Gibson's going first round in a lot of fantasy football leagues. There's a reason for that. Jared Patterson's going to be running that rock too. Hey, man. Come, B, what are you talking about, B? Get some respect, please, B. We're WFT, man, the only football team in the league. I think we start off 1-0, and then we got the New York Giants. Yeah, that Thursday. Hey, G, what
have my money ready, bro.
What was our bet about?
Don't we me and G got a dub on that.
What was me and G's $100 bet about? Because I don't even remember now.
Nah, don't give me this bullshit. It was about saying that you guys were gonna have a better record than ours, which is not happening.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, that's
you crazy one that said y'all want to win 12 games this year.
No, I didn't. What? No, he putting words in my mouth. I said best case scenario.
This man said we're gonna win.
I said best case snenario, bro. Come on, bro. Don't do me like that.
Whoa, my boy said.
But also said worst case scenario, we would be in that 7-game range. So we got a big margin for error there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Washington's chances against the Chargers. I think we exposed Herbert a little bit. I think a lot of them rookie quarterbacks last year, man, got a break not having a crowd out there. I saw an interview with Herbert where he was talking about there was times where he could hear the coach saying, hey, throw this check down from the sideline. You won't have that this season, not with Bryson and the Washington faithful screaming. So we'll see how Herbert does when he comes down to D.C. facing them Chase Young and the boys. See, who the Niners got week 1, bro? Y'all got the Falcons, right?
No, we have Detroit, bro. I'm trying to
we got Detroit week 1. Wow. Man, that should definitely be a dub. That should definitely be a dub.
You might see Trey Lance when we get up by 50.
Wait. That's another team, bro. I took, I'll be doing my NFL futures bets. I took the over on Detroit Lions. I think I got it at 5 games, 5 or 5.5 games. I took the over, bro, because I don't think the Lions are gonna be as bad as everybody's making them out to be. Jared Goff. Nope, it's not too many quarterbacks at age 25, 26 have done as much as Jared Goff has. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's been to a Super Bowl. I mean, he's done a lot. He's done a lot to only be 26 years old, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. I don't see the Lions as being complete garbage. I can see them in that 6-7 game range.
Mark my words, they will lose by 20.
Do you want another dub, sir?
I'd love another dub.
Dubs.
Let's dub that.
That's
20
2
points.
Ooh.
20 points.
20.
All right, I'll put it down. I'm putting it in the notepad. T.
If we win by 40, I want double.
Nah, I can't say nothing about that.
Hey,
then I want double if the Lions win.
Bet.
All right, y'all get 40, you get double. If the Lions win, I get double.
Hey, I'm loving it. It must be NFL season, man. Sports for the culture, man. We getting crazy right here. Right, spicy talk.
I'm gonna get teased dubs early, bro. I love this.
I'm gonna ask I'm gonna just cash that request at halftime.
I think you sleeping on the 49ers a little bit, man. I think they're gonna have a nice season.
I'm not sleeping on the 49ers, but They're in the toughest division in football, in my opinion. That's no fault of their own, but you got to play the hand you dealt. I don't think they're better than the Seahawks. I don't think they're better than the Rams. And it's about time the Cardinals do something. We've been waiting for the Cardinals to do something, have we not? This might be the
We
year.
have. I don't think the Cardinals do anything this year, and I am not a believer in the Rams. We already know how I feel about Matthew Stafford, but I like the 49ers. I think it's going to be between the Niners and the Seahawks. And like you were saying earlier, man, Russ is just one of them QBs, bro. He's one of them dudes. He just go out there and win. You watching the game, you be like, man, the Seahawks are outmatched, but Russ just makes magic.
Hey, Kingsbury or whatever his name is, he's on a hot seat. He didn't win in college. I think he's 13-18 as a head coach. That's a make or break year for this guy. It's a couple coaches on the hot seat, but he's definitely on the hot seat.
Good point.
Yeah, the Cardinals are a losing streak away from being a hot mess. They lose 3-4 games in a row this year, it could be a hot mess.
Kyler Murray got something to say about that. I still believe in Kyler. Maybe I'm the last believer in Kyler, but we'll see.
Nah, it's not Kyler. It's the coaching. You got the guy dropping back, throwing 35 times a game. Nope. They went with Chase Edmonds or whatever at running back. I think that's a mistake.
He a dog, bro. Chase a dog.
He is a dog, but you're in the like you said, it's the toughest division in probably the NFL. So good luck. I like the Cardinals boom or bust team.
All right. Well, I like that combo, man. Week 1. We starting off week 1 with the dub bet, so you gotta love it, man. Who else is doing live dub bets on a sports show? Only Gas presents Sports for the Culture. Let's keep it pushing, fellas. Last topic of the day, man. I saw something earlier that was talking about an anniversary for the Xbox 360. On today's date in 2005, the Xbox 360 dropped, which is kind of crazy to think, man. It makes me feel old as hell, but it also makes me wonder, what are the best gaming consoles of all time, man? We switching it back to the old school, man. Any OG listeners of Gas Presents Sports for the Culture knows we always do the top 5 topic, where we present a topic and we get our top 5 from each panelist. And I'll start off on this one, man. Top 5 gaming consoles of all time. Number 5, I got to go with an original, with an old school. Number 5, I'm going with the Super Nintendo. Now, personally, I was at an age where I didn't really play a ton of Super Nintendo. I mean, I'm born in 91, so Super Nintendo probably came out the year I was born or maybe the year after, something like that. But, when I was 4 or 5, I was still rocking with it, man. Everybody played a little Super Nintendo. One game I remember vividly is that Bart Simpson game back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that junk. All the Super Mario games was fire, of course. I mean, you can't really deny Super Nintendo, and that's this console, in my opinion, that really kicked it all off, man. That really kicked everything off with Super Nintendo. So moving on to number 4. This is where it got tough for me, man. It got really tough for me. But number 4, I had to go with a classic, at least to me. I think this system was ahead of its time. I just feel like the reason it didn't hit as hard because people just weren't ready for it. And that's the Sega Dreamcast. The Sega Dreamcast was crazy, bro. Like, they had the little screen on the controller. Like, come on, bro. Nobody was ready for that at that time. They were just a little bit too advanced for the time period. You know what I mean? If something like the Dreamcast would drop now, it would go crazy. I mean, honestly, just about every system, basically the Dreamcast now. The controllers are so innovative now, it's ridiculous. They were just a little ahead of their time, but it had some classic games. And I don't know, man. I never owned a Dreamcast. Every time I went to a homie or a cousin's house that had it, I couldn't wait to play. So maybe it's one of them systems that I just... my folks wasn't buying it for me, but I couldn't wait to get to the homie's house to play that jump.
You got the Dreamcast a little too low.
Yeah, I might, and that might be my age. So that might just be the fact that I never owned it. But number 3, this is where I really get in the nitty gritty. Number 3, I had to go with the original, the big boy, the heavy duty Xbox, the black one. That Xbox was my baby, man. That first Xbox, and the reason why it's up there for me is because of the games. The games were just so classic, bro. Like, I mean, you talking about Halo, you know what I mean? That honestly, the Halo alone, bro. The Halo alone to me makes the Xbox one of the greatest games of all time. And I feel like a lot of people missed out on that era. I talked to my young boy at work. He didn't even know about Halo. I'm like, bro, y'all didn't play Halo? Like, I felt old as hell. But I mean, that's when the online revolution really first started. I don't know if y'all was online gaming, but that first Xbox is really what got me into online gaming, playing Halo online. I was doing that every day. So that first Xbox, man, it had the ESPN football, ESPN it was 2K5, bro, ESPN 2K4, like TO on the cover.
Yeah.
Man, them joints was crazy, bro. And I played those on the original Xbox. So first Xbox for me is number 3. Number 2, I got the Xbox 360. I feel like that is a iconic system for me. The first system where that's the first system I had that I really didn't share with nobody. I was at the age where I could buy a system on my own. Had that joint in my room. Like I was playing that all day. I didn't have to share it with my brother. Like it was just mine, you know. So the Xbox 360 for me was like, yeah, that was my baby right there. Played that joint nonstop, man. Online, everything, every single game. I mean, Halo, Call of Duty, Madden online, like I don't know. And I know that at that time it was either you had the Xbox 360 or you had the PS3. I know a lot of people was PS3 fans. I never liked the PS3 personally. I thought the Xbox 360 was a better console. But I cannot deny with my number 1 system, I cannot deny the PS2. And I'm not even a PlayStation guy.
I hate you.
I'm Xbox over PlayStation. That's just me overall. But bruh, the PS2 just has so many fire games that you really wasn't getting on other systems. And I'm thinking about off the rip, I'm thinking about NBA Streets. I don't know why I just played better on the PlayStation, but NBA Street on the PlayStation 2 was crazy. Fight Night on the PS2s was crazy.
Metal Gear
on the PS2 was crazy. SSX Tricky on the PS2 was crazy, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Like
Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know what it was about that system. They had the big jump, and then they came out with the skinny PS2. Bro, the skinny PS2 was too lit. There was no gaming system smaller than that. Like, once they came out with the skinny PS2 was over, bro. Like, PS2 is a classic system, man. I got to give it to my number 1. I'm not even a PlayStation guy. I got 2 Xboxes in my top 5 and only 1 PlayStation. But the PS2, I think, is the greatest system of all time. PS3 never did it for me. PS4 never did it for me. But the PS2 is the greatest system of all time, if you ask me.
That's a solid list. We doing a jump ball?
Yeah, Ron, let's hear it.
All right, I'll go next. Damn, I didn't write this down, so bear with me. Number 5, I'm gonna go with the Sega. I'm gonna go with that as number 5 because that's the first game console I ever remember playing. It was some Spider-Man game, and I think Sonic. That was the first time I ever even remember really playing a video game. Super nostalgic. Sega was just, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Sega was just first. Wasn't best. Wasn't always, the cleanest, but it was just first. So that holds a special heart or a special place in my heart. Number 4, Bryce, you had this ranked number 1. I'm gonna put it at number 4 though. The PS2. I would say that's when I really, really got in to playing games. Like all the games that y'all just named, it just felt like PS2 had every game that you could ever want to play. So I feel like that's what got me hooked into video games, or at least during that time period, was the PS2. Number 3, I'm gonna have a little bit of a curveball. I'm going with the Game Boy Color. I don't know if y'all had Game Boys, but I remember getting the Game Boy Color for my 12th birthday, and that was something special for me, man. That got me started on Pokemon. I got the yellow version. It was probably at least
people had money.
2. Yeah,
I never played Pokemon Yellow. Oh my god!
I was begging my mom leading up to my birthday. I was like, "Yo, I need this Game Boy Color. I need the jump with Pikachu." And when she got that for my birthday, bro, it was a wrap, bro. It was a wrap. I was on that jump all the damn time. So I gotta put the Game Boy Color. I don't know if that counts really for game consoles, but I gotta throw the Game Boy Color in there. Number 2, I'm super nostalgic, so again, I'm gonna go with an older console, the N64. Mario Kart. I used to play Mario Kart for days. I remember my mom coming to get me from my man's house and be like, "Yo, you need to come home. Like, you ain't ate dinner. Like, you need to shower. Like, you got school. Like, you over here playing." We played Mario Kart for days, bro. For days.
Yo, Super Smash Bros on the N64.
Oh my, yo, Nintendo is up there. I feel like a lot of people will watch this and they might say the Wii. I feel like the Wii is probably the best Nintendo thing, but for me, I got to go N64. But number 1, man, I'm going with the newer versions. I don't have a PS5 yet, but I'm gonna go with PS4, PS5 as a tie. I don't see how anyone can say the consoles that we have now aren't head and shoulders above what they had before. It's only gotten better with time. It's insane some of the things you can do now. I remember being a kid and dreaming about doing like an online franchise mode, and that's like the norm now. So I mean, these kids today don't know how great they have it. The PS4, the PS5, all these new consoles, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Rome, 100%, man. They've only gotten better, and I think you hit the nail on the head with the N64, bro. GoldenEye, Super Smash. I don't know how I missed
Oh,
that, bro.
damn.
The Mario Party game. I don't know if y'all remember that, but Mario Party was lit.
Bro, I'm telling you, it used to be
Oh
on that
man,
joint for hours, bro, like way too long.
I love, bro. And then you know what? I got to give some love to the GameCube too. I don't know if anybody had the GameCube, but that
Yeah,
joke was lit too,
Oh, you
bro.
ruining the list. You
My
already
bad,
said your
bro. My bad.
list.
Nintendo just got me this time. My bad,
You
G.
already
It's on
said your
you.
list.
It's on
Yeah.
you, G. My bad, bro. My bad.
Oh, you ruining my list. Now, for my top 5 is the Game Boy Advance. Once the Game Boy Color could just go from just one big ass fucking thing on your hand to like closing, game
yeah, that
changer
was
for me.
fire.
And the game's a little bit more color. I'm like,
Well,
oh shit, like, bro, it was like a big ass. You're carrying some shit like 10 times bigger with a disc just to throw that shit there, and that shit went from like this to like this. I'm like, yo, what is this? And I could just slide it in my pocket. Changed my whole life as a kid. And I didn't need no batteries. I could just plug it into the wall to charge. Oh my god. I had to ask mom, I didn't have to steal the remote control, take the batteries out no more. Oh my god. That's why I love Game Boy Advance. That was my shit. That's my 5. And then I'm gonna go with 4 GameCube. Like Super Smash Brothers, Super Melee. And then not even just that. I remember being as a kid, my boy would bring his GameCube to my house. We would put blankets on the windows and on the doors, cover it up so we could play fucking Resident Evil 1. Imagine playing Resident Evil 1 as a 14-year-old, pitch black room. You turn the corner, you see a zombie yelling at you like, oh, you fucking about to damn near piss on your pants. And then my number 3 pick, I'm gonna have to go with PlayStation 2, man. I'm surprised none of you guys said Dragon Ball Z. I remember when Dragon Ball Z first
the
came out on
Budokai.
PlayStation 2. Bro!
The
Oh,
Budokai.
Facts.
bro, trying to master Goku when he was shooting the command wave with his brother, and he was just spitting that time like
Yeah,
trying to get it all
yeah.
together.
Oh, yo, yeah,
Oh,
yo,
bro,
you
just
right on that.
with the analog stick, just fucking smashing that shit in like, have to burn your whole wrist out. And then my top 2, I'm not an Xbox lover, but I end up buying me an Xbox One. And that was like pretty dope because Xbox One, like I know the online for Xbox One was way better than Sony's. Just interaction with your friends. That's why I give you guys Xbox. Xbox guys, your online is so much better than Sony's. And then I'm gonna go with what Rome just said. You gotta give it up to PlayStation. I wanted to be like dial on, and just say PlayStation. But we all know here that PlayStation we suck. I hate PlayStation 3. That shit was garbage. It was a big ass fucking. You bought a cable box for like $500. They were trying to hit you over the head, bro. You couldn't get a Phoenix till you won because he couldn't carry that shit out the store. I remember how I got my first PlayStation, bro. At the time when I was cool with my dad. A fiend came and offered us a PlayStation 1 for like $75. I was like, bro, I got me a PlayStation without the box. But these are my memories.
Hey
I
man,
like that list a lot.
you bring up some good points though. PS3, I think that was definitely a subpar system. I think that was a
Bro, the
360
reason why
versus PS3.
360 was so much better.
Yeah, 360
Yeah.
won that one. That's the round that you can't get that round in PlayStation. Even the PlayStation guys got to admit that one. That's a hell of a list, G. Hell of a list, bro. You brought it back with the Dragon Ball Z Budokai, man. That's an underrated game.
Because you guys also said PlayStation 2. And once you say S is tricky, I'm like, bro, you gotta say Budokai. Because Budokai is what held down PlayStation for so much.
But that's why I had to put the new ones ahead. I don't know if you played the new Dragon Ball on PlayStation, bro. That joint is dumb crazy, bro. Like these new games, man, I just can't fathom.
All right, well, T Boogie, man, let's hear it. Don't give me the die line with the PlayStations, man.
I mean, honestly,
T,
PlayStation.
T, before you
Only,
start off, right? You can't say Atari. I know you're pretty old, but you
no,
can't give us Atari. Ain't nobody here playing Atari, son.
I grew up with an Atari in my house. Now nobody played it, but it was there. Like I've seen it. I refuse to play it. But
He said it was
I
like the grandfather clock.
playing Atari. I've seen it. But number 5 is the PS5. Like it's the best gaming system out, hands down. Like I don't even know if people play Xbox anymore, but I have a PS5. I love it. The controllers, everything. I don't know. It's just cutting edge technology. But number 4, I don't even know if you want to call this one a console, but I separate the handhelds and the consoles. But the Switch, the Nintendo Switch is a little bit of both, and it's easily the most innovative game system ever. I mean, you can take the controllers off, hand one to your friend, play together. You can take the controllers off, hook it together, make one big controller. You can keep the controllers on, play it like like the PS Vita or something. I don't know.
It's hard, bro. It's hard.
But or you can take the Switch, hook it up, docking station, boom, it's on your TV. You're playing it just like a regular game system. And if your friends got controllers, they can pair their controllers. Like y'all both got Switches, they bring the controllers, pair them to yours. I've seen the Switch occupy hours of time for kids that would normally be driving their parents insane. It should be number 1 for that reason. If everybody, you got 10 kids and 4 Switches, there will be no chaos. Everybody will be in a seat playing Smash Brothers or whatever the case may be.
Man, my son, he's gonna love you, bro. You just sold me. I'm gonna have to get him one of those.
Bro, the Switch is amazing. I got a Switch Lite. The Switch is the much better buy. Switch Lite is more for like a parent. Switch for the kid, you cannot beat it.
Sounds like the perfect Christmas gift.
You can't go wrong, bro. Number 3 probably gotta be that PS2 because of all the reasons you guys already listed. I mean, the games. That was the one that I know a lot of people went from playing video games to being a gamer. It's like it kind of changed the culture a little bit. Had a little online play if you could do that. People had little multi-tap devices to get extra controllers. I don't know. PS2 was crazy. Madden, all that live, crazy. Number 2 gotta be the Dreamcast, I guess. I guess number 2 has to be Dreamcast for me. Like, you guys might have been kind of young when Dreamcast came out. I was in high school when Dreamcast was out, and 2K was better than Madden, and 2K was better than Live. Obviously, the basketball has stayed better, but 2K off of the Dreamcast just wasn't the same. But at the time, the best sports games, simulation style, was 2K, and it was on Dreamcast. Crazy Taxi, what was that? Ready to Rumble. Dreamcast had Dreamcast exclusives, and I'm not a Sega guy, but like Bryce said, man, that controller, that little screen was actually a memory card. You could take the memory card out and play the memory card. You had like a gigapad or something, like crazy. But Dreamcast, man, that was just a system where I don't know. I don't know why it didn't stick. But should have.
I never liked the Dreamcast, man. My cousin had one, and I guess I was just that hating ass cousin at the sleepover. Like, man, I don't want to play that, guys.
That's all. Get off the stick. I'd hate it too. You know what I'm saying? But number one is 1A, 1B. Because I'm not gonna say it's the one that started it all, but it's the one that like really solidified gaming. And that's the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. I mean, same time, you couldn't go wrong. Like, I had a Super Nintendo. My best friend had a Sega. He loved to come over to my house and play Super Nintendo. I let it go over his house and play Deion Sanders Prime Time and I think Joe Montana and some random.
That Madden '96 on the Genesis.
Yeah, like
John Madden be like, boom, he's on his back.
Yeah, boom.
I had Madden. Yeah, I had the original Madden. I've been playing Madden since Madden. But yeah, those two systems, man, right there. I remember the release date for the Super Nintendo. I was in kindergarten. My father picked me up early, took me to Toys R Us. We got the Super Nintendo. I had a Super Scope. I don't know if y'all ever had the Super Scope play Battle Clash. If you my age, you know what I'm talking about. You got the big rocket launcher on your arm, like similar to how the technology for the Switch is, when you point it at the screen, like Duck Hunt. Picture Duck Hunt with a launcher. That was a Battle Clash. But yeah, Super Nintendo, Sega, gotta be 1A, 1B, man. Inspired a generation of gamers. My kids play video games, and if you missed out on that era, I'm sorry for you, man.
Hell of an era, man. Hell of an era. I gotta throw an honorable mention out there, man. The PSP. I never owned a PSP. But I feel like that's another one of those little systems that was ahead of its time, man, because the screen resolution was crazy, bro. And I don't know if y'all remember the what was it? What Need for Speed game was that? What was that joint called, bro? Dub Edition? No, my bad. Midnight Club. Y'all remember Midnight Club Dub Edition? Little racing game. That joint was crazy on all the PlayStations. On the PSP, that joint was sick. I never owned the PSP. My brother had one. That joint was lit, man. That's a little honorable mention right there. That's a good combo, though, man. A lot of people not touching that. No, a lot of people aren't thinking about the systems in the past.
Right. Yeah, T, you had a solid list, bro. I like how you started with the new games, brought it back to the older ones. That was a solid list.
I like that reference.
I remember playing Super Nintendo till my fingers had blisters.
That's how I was on the N64, bro.
Playing Mortal Kombat, like
I'll be one of them kids. We be taking turns on Mario Kart. I'm sitting here going like this. I'm not even playing. I'm like acting like I'm turning and stuff, bro. Like that was an addiction. That was an addiction. That was bad.
Oh, they little brothered you. Hey, don't even plug your controller up. Give me
I'm over here like.
Look, wrong thing.
Hey, y'all remember being a kid, man? Back in the day, you on the Game Boy. Everybody all over your shoulder trying to see what you're doing on your Game Boy. You looking back like, all these people all over my shoulder. Back above me, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all how old I am, bro. I had the Game Boy Color, Pokemon, and all that. I remember playing that in high school.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't too far behind you, bro. I wasn't too far behind you.
I was in elementary with that. I was in elementary with the Game Boy.
Little riverbank to get the mutes or something.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
I used to battle dudes.
Were y'all Charmander guys? I know we got a Bulbasaur guy in here, man. Y'all was Squirtle guys. Who y'all was rocking with?
See, that's why I was pressed for the yellow. So I went and got all three. You know, you start with Pikachu on the yellow, then you.
That's what I'm saying. My man was bougie. He had the whole ass storyline with yellow. I could never find yellow. I only knew few people with yellow.
Yeah, I was always a Charmander guy myself, man. I ain't gonna lie.
So wait,
you
blue and yellow? Were you blue and red?
He was a Bulbasaur guy, T. We had to have one Bulbasaur guy in the building, man.
Cool. Vine Whip.
Oh man, hey, good episode, fellas. That was a good little conversation right there. Hope y'all enjoyed it out there, man. Bringing it back, man. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what y'all's favorite game system is. We love to hear it. Who was your starting Pokemon? Were you a Bulbasaur guy? Were you a Charmander guy? Or were you a Squirtle guy? I want to hear it. Ladies, too. Let us know.
Squirtle guy. Get it? Squirtle guy.
I know you. Well, come on, man. Come on, buddy. I know it's getting late. Level boy, but let us get off the air before you start getting crazy on us, man. But hey, another great episode, fellas. Appreciate all the Gazaholics out there for tuning in. Y'all know how to find us. If you don't have the Gas Sports for the Culture app, it's simple. Go to your app store, type in Gas Sports Network at Good Ass Sports on all social media platforms. G, did I miss anything, man? Anything else we can add in?
Just make sure you follow us and catch us on YouTube. Just remember to listen to the draft advice and look at our sleepers and shit, because you might need them when you got running back and receivers that allegedly, like what Bryce said, they're going to be 1,000-yard receivers more than there's 1,000-yard running backs. When there's only literally 20 running backs, when you should be drafting 5 running backs your first 5 rounds.
Hey, well, listen, if you're in the Gas fan league tomorrow night, do not use my advice, please. Just my advice is horrible advice. Don't use any of my fantasy football advice, please. It's horrible advice. Don't worry. I didn't make the playoffs last year. Don't worry.
He didn't though.
You sure about that? Go ahead,
I
check.
believe I'm
Go ahead,
right.
go ahead, do your Google, sir. Do your Google.
Do my
Y'all know
Googles. I'm gonna do my Googles.
I'll play all Poppy, man. I'm in every playoffs, man. But hell of an episode tonight, fellas. Y'all know where to find us at Good Ass Sports. Y'all know how we end this episode and every single episode. Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.